Hey, what's up, guys? Bye here. Um, if you guys remember, a few months ago, I made a video telling you guys that single troop type commanders no longer viable on the field because of some of the latest commanders that are so OP, and it's better for you guys to invest in the latest commanders. But with the most recent update introducing the museum building, which can provide a very strong buff for some of the like first gen, second gen commanders. It completely changed everything. Um, I definitely think that it is a lot more viable now to stay with like a single tube type, and I kind of regret. Like I really hope that they introduce the museum building a little bit earlier, maybe a few months ago, when I decided to going off from being an infantry focused player. So like a few months ago, I decided that okay, it's no longer viable to be a single tube tie. So I invested into Artemidius. I invested into a Manitor. I invested into XY. Where is my XY at? My XY here, right? So I went slide off the path of being an infantry focused player, and I invested into cavalry, and I invested into archer. I even invested into the equipment for archer as well, and cavalry, right? And I kind of regret my choices right now because I do think that right now it is so viable right now to become to be a single tube tie focused player. So let's talk about the first thing is that let's answer some of you guys question, right? Is a museum buff for the commanders gonna be permanent, gonna be there, right? So someone asked the support team here, will your progress made in new museum with commander skill reset after scene of conquest end? The answer is no, the museum buff will not reset, and whether it is in kvk or not, it will work. So like whatever commander you unlock, they gonna be there, and they gonna be able to serve you for a long time, right? So that is one thing, right? So that the museum buff is always gonna be there. And next thing we do want to talk about what kind of buff that we are getting here for some of the commanders, right? So we got Airtle Flat, attack 50%, Mars speed 10%, which is very good, right? She got you can unlock her for free and for very cheap cost. But we also there are some other type. So let's say for me, for a single, let's say if I want to go back into like become an infantry focused player, 100% infantry marches, a lot of Z commanders that I can use for my commander, for my infantry pair. For example, right here, YSE, right? So YSE has always been a very versatile commander, right? So YSE can go very well with one of the primary infantry commander. Could be Charmatel, could be Pakal, right? Whatever. So you got YSE buff here, but there are some other commanders that got crazy buffs that can be used for infantry as well, right? Richter, right? Richter, if you want to use, if you kind of like, oh, Richter is not so good before, Richter is now not too bad with that 10% Mars speed bonus and the counter attack 2%. Not like a crazy buff for Richter, but it's good enough, right? It gave him that little bit of mobility that he's lacking because he's slow. Uh, we also have Charmatel here, right? Infantry attack 25% and infantry health 5%, which is very high. Like Charmatel is still very viable option for like an infantry focused player, but now he is even better, right? But we want to talk about some of the other commanders that we can use with like an infantry commander pair. Mermeth. Mermeth health 20%, skill damage 5%. Before he's not viable to be used with like an infantry setup, but now he is. You can use him for an infantry setup right now. And we also have Mulan as well, right? Mulan with the 10% health increase and skill damage taken reduce 10% is now a much better like, support option as well. You can use her, you can replace her for Joan of Arc or whatever, right? But like, and some other commander as well, right? Let's say if you have Barker, right? You could use Barker as well if you like a pay to win player, right? But now with the new update, it's give you more option, like better buffing for the old commanders, and it is better now. It's definitely very viable right now to be a single tube type again. And to be honest with you guys, I kind of regret I kind of regret investing heavily on cavalry, and investing heavily on archer. Right, I'm wasting a lot of like sculpture investing on these archer commander now, and now like if I am going back to seeing 4 KVK now, I feel like I should go back to become a single troop type player, right? Focus on either infantry only, archer only, or cavalry only. It's especially for infantry focused player. I think it's very viable right now, for infantry to for infantry player to be good again. Like I don't know, like I really hate it when the game just introduced like a new feature that completely ruined everything that I've like like I made some of those changes that I can be better adapt to the new set of commanders that game released, and now they introduce the new buffs that kind of like bring me back to where I was before, and now I like okay now I want to be back now I want to go back to become an infantry focused player. Uh, I know, guys, right? I definitely think that it is very viable right now to be an infantry or like cavalry or archer focused player just because of the museum buff. Um, and I do want to make this video to let you guys know right away. I've been spending some time to think about it, and I think I would definitely go back to become an infantry focused player again. Um, as of right now, I just had to think what do I have to do with this gear? Do I do I like dismantle the legendary gear and focus a little bit more on my infantry, or do I just keep them here? Because I do need them for like Ark of Osiris, right? Because in Ark of Osiris, I do want to use some archer, I do want to use some cavalry, right? So I'm gonna keep these equipment here for like one good equipment set for cavalry and one good equipment set for archer. But I think other than that, I think I should be focused back on like infantry from now on, getting better infantry equipment, and maybe focusing on getting some better infantry commander in the future. I think. So that is my plan. Right? I think that is my plan right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think it's a viable right now to be like a single troop type player again? And thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.